Nama saya Adisti Kinanti Praga, panggilan saya Adisti. Saya berusia 22 tahun. Saya saat ini bekerja sebagai staf accounting di PT Prima Perkasa Global Indo. Saya mengambil kualifikasi ACCA pada saat saya berkuliah semester 5 untuk program Diploma in Accounting and Business. Menurut saya, sertifikat ACCA sangat membantu saya dalam mencari kerja setelah saya lulus, karena saya sekali interview, besoknya saya diekspektasi masuk kerja, sedangkan kandidat lain harus tes berikutnya.
My name is Natalia Halim. My friends call me Natalia. I'm 22 years old, and I'm currently working as a finance graduate trainee in PT HM Sampurna Tbk. So right now I'm working in the group accounting department. More specifically, I'm working now in investors relations. So basically what we do is that we provide information to investors and to analysts regarding our financial performance. I have an advanced diploma in accounting and business from ACCA, and now I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree from Oxford Brookes University. ACCA qualification has helped me learn a broad range of knowledge, because in my role now, I'm expected to understand the financial numbers, but also at the same time relating it to the business situation right now. So these numbers have to tell a story regarding what's happening in the business. In 5 years, I would expect to have my bachelor's degree from Oxford Brookes University, and at the same time continuing the P papers. And in terms of work, I would expect to be in a more senior position in the company that I'm working at.
Hi, my name is Risunandi Muhammad, but usually people call me Nandi. I am currently 28 years old and now working in BP or British Petroleum Indonesia as finance project advisor. Now I'm doing my ACCA studies in strategic professional papers. So I take ACCA qualification for at least 2 reasons. First is because it opened my career opportunities outside Indonesia. And then the second one is because it teaches a more relevant curriculum for the new Industrial Revolution 4.0, which RPA, robotic process automation, and artificial intelligence will take many parts of our job. ACCA helps me progress through my career because now in my working place as multinational company, it is a requirement to have international certification to apply to a global vacant role. And now it's happened recently when I got promoted to be a finance advisor to Aberdeen and US. So it is because I put ACCA in my CV. My message for the ACCA young students are, first, is to always have a little extra for being an extraordinary. And for that, taking that little extra is by taking the ACCA to progress throughout your global careers. And then the second one is always to have a little extra to allocate your time every day. So by consistently allocating your time, it will be making us easier to pass ACCA examination.
My name is Alicia Ayunanda Swastika. People call me Alicia or Al. I am 21 years old and I have been an ACCA affiliate for a year now. I currently work at a pharmaceutical company that manufactures betadine products. It's called Mahakam Beta Pharma. In my role, I handle a lot of activities actually. So they deal with lots of material price analysis and monitoring discounts as well, and also I help a lot in efficiencies and improvements in the manufacturing side of the company. In 5 years, I see myself in a more senior position, ideally in a consulting or advisory role, and perhaps in a different country, because I acknowledge that ACCA has global recognition, so I could definitely work in a different country. I choose consulting or advisory because I enjoy evaluating and analyzing business processes and their internal structure and trying to come up with ways on how to make them more efficient. I would very much enjoy helping companies by providing professional advice to help them become better in what they do.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, young generations, the future leaders. I hope everyone is in good health and excited for today's session. And in this lovely Saturday, we are excited to welcome you all to our regional event, Game Changer Series, with the title of The New Hybrid of Accounting. I am Dames Nurcheni from ACCA Indonesia, and I will be your host today. Before we start, please allow me to read a few housekeeping rules. First, participants, please stay muted throughout the session. Second, we will record the whole session for our internal purposes. Participants to use the chat box function for any questions, where a moderator will raise to the speakers during our Q&A session. And participants to fill in the feedback form link that will be shared by the end of the session. Now, to kick off the session, I would like to invite Ms. Hani Karunia, the head of ACCA Indonesia, to give her opening speech. So, Ms. Hani, the time is yours.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Dames. Can you hear my voice okay?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Before I start, on behalf of ACCA Indonesia, I would like to say thank you to all the team involved in ACCA. From Mr. Steve Lee, Dames Nurcheni, Ivan Khan, and our ALP LSAF staffs, Mbak Tias and Aritya, including the chief, Mr. Manish, and all of our special guests for today. We actually expecting some extraordinary individuals, including Mr. Marcelino Ordino, a versatile accountant who has worked from Fortune 500 companies to being an entrepreneur. And we're also going to have Mr. Farkanda Rahadian. He is pretty much a go-getter, a Big Four auditor, and Miss Shelly and Natalia, who has been a top executive of leading household names in Indonesia. And we also very honored to have our youngest guest today, Miss Unica Deborah, who is also our youngest. She's an 18-year-old, a graduate from the ACCA Master of Science in Professional Accountancy, University of London program. And hopefully, if all is actually pan out, we're also going to have Miss Alex Huerta. Very much she is in UK, so there is a time difference. So as earlier today, we're still trying to contact Miss Alex. And if she is unavailable today, I would be happy to question Mr. Manish, who is also an ACCA member and the chief of our ALP, that's related with his journey in ACCA. So thank you all for the amazing contribution to make today's webinar happen. I really appreciate all of your time. All of you represent the theme that we have, which is the new hybrid of accountants. Last but not least, thank you to all of the participants today for spending your morning weekend with us. And certainly, I hope that we all will gain something from this session. ACCA, or stand for the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, is a thriving global community of more than 227,000 members and 544,000 students or future member based in 179 countries that upholds the highest professional and ethical values for 116 years. So it's not just years or a short amount of duration. In the second Game Changer series today, which is the first one was held last December 2020, we introduced the work of future-ready finance professional. Unlike many finance professionals or accountants, accountants of the future don't just crunch numbers. They lead businesses and succeed in a wide variety of non-traditional sectors and even startups. In short, this new hybrid of accountants straddle both business and financial leadership that's naturally they played in their day-to-day lives. and are well placed to navigate the changing landscape of business. And aligned with one of the UN Sustainable Development Goals on creating decent work and support on economic growth, ACCA support accountants to progress in their careers so they can actively contribute to sustainable economic growth by building public trust and creating an inclusive profession with people from all backgrounds bound by a common global code of ethics and committed to updating their skills to meet the ever-changing demand in the world where change seems to be the only thing that's constant, especially in a time like this where growth has been uninterrupted in Asia for the past 60 years has been hit by unprecedented pandemic for the region that was worse than 1997 Asian crisis and even the 2009 global crisis. In increasing our resilience as accountants or professionals, we need to transform in being agile so that we can adapt to the situation at hand. Therefore, the profession should be optimistic about its future in the face of significant changes where careers will be transformed for professional accountants, career paths will also become more variable. So we can expect professional accountants to move into increasingly diversified roles in the future. But the fundamental grounding in the core financial and business knowledge gained through acquiring a professional accountancy qualification remains as relevant as ever. Therefore, in today's session, you will get some insight on variety role of accountants that being mirrored by our speakers today. So be ready to be inspired and keep your curiosity in the right direction that can move you closer to your dream career or dream job that you seek. And without further ado, I'd like to start the session today and give the floor to our host, Ms. Dames Nurchani, and also the moderator, Pak Manish Gitwani. Thank you. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Hani, for your encouraging speech. And before we come to the main agenda of today's session, please allow me to briefly share about ACCA. Next slide, Miss. Yes. One more. ACCA is the world's most forward-thinking accountancy body from UK since 1904. As ACCA, we believe that accountancy is vital for economies to grow and prosper, which is why we work all over the world to build the profession and make society fairer and more transparent. Our fully qualified members and future members are among the best and most highly sought after accountants, and they work in every sector you can imagine. We have global partnerships, including businesses, large and small, governments, educational establishments, and opinion formers. This network gives us unrivaled insight into where the accountancy profession is today and what the future holds. Next. Technology is a fast-changing area. So although we have been examining digital within the ACCA qualification for some time, in 2019, we enhanced the digital content across many of the exams to keep our students ahead. And I'm sure we will continue to enhance this content as the profession develops. We'll always cover the technologies that keep ACCA students and members at the forefront of their profession. Because digital is a vital professional quotient, it is one of our competencies, and the ACCA qualification ensures that our students are developed and assessed in digital issues from the very beginning of their journey all the way to membership and beyond. It's not just the digital content of the ACCA qualification that's being enhanced. It's also the way we deliver our exams. We are extending our CBEs to include applied skills variant exams, as well as our strategic professional exams since 2020. And even just last year, we changed one of our modules' name from previously accountant in business to business and technology. So when you study ACCA, you will get a content of fintech, data protection and security, information technologies and system of organizational performance, initial coin offerings, cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and so many others. These are the digital content that has been successfully embedded in current ACCA model. Next. Now this is the whole ACCA qualification. We divided to, can you go to previous slides, Yes? We divided to fundamental level and strategic professional level. For fundamental level, there are applied knowledge and applied skills with a total of 9 exams, where you could have a chance to get ACCA certificate diploma and advanced diploma in accounting and business. While in strategic professional level, you will need to do 2 essential papers, strategic business leader and strategic business reporting, and then another 2 exams from options paper. You will also required to do ethics and professional skills module and submit your 36 months of relevant working experience. Then you will be ACCA qualified. Besides professional qualification, ACCA also offer a pathway to get an academic degree. You could get Bachelor of Science in Applied Accounting from Oxford Brookes University and Master of Science in Professional Accountancy from University of London. So in total, ACCA has 13 exams. However, you may be able to have certain exemptions based on your educational background. If you are currently studying in the university, or if you have graduated from bachelor program, you might get some exemptions. Next. The ACCA exemptions calculator. So if you would like to know on how many exemptions you could get, you would want to check through our exemptions calculator, either scan the QR code here or typing down the link. Otherwise, you can always email us for any ACCA inquiry and questions at info.indonesia@accaglobal.com. Next. And now, let us proceed with the main agenda. We have with us today the incredible future leaders that will be sharing their experiences and insight about their journey in finance and accounting profession. The next session will be moderated by our member who has been very supportive throughout ACCA Indonesia journey. He is Mr. Manish Gitwani. And before I hand over the spots, I will read his short bio first. Mr. Manish Gitwani has been an ACCA member since 2001. He is the CEO and founder of London School of Accountancy and Finance, the only ACCA Gold approved learning partner in Indonesia. He was the first Indonesian to complete the ACCA qualification in the shortest time frame of 2 years. And in Ernst & Young, he attained extensive experience in financial reporting and auditing. Besides public practice, he has been in professional education and training industry for almost 15 years, mainly devoting himself to his vision of widening access to education. He is a renowned IFRS and ISA trainer and has taught in reputable corporate clients of LSAF, such as Unilever, Prudential, HSBC, BP. Also conducted train-the-trainer session for Indonesian Institute of Chartered Accountants and ACCA accredited university partners, such as Universitas Indonesia, Trisakti School of Management, Prasetya Mulia University, and Bina Nusantara University. In addition, Mr. Manish was also trusted with teaching IFRS at British Prosperity Fund sponsored G2G training in nationwide government finance training for convergence to IFRS in Pemprov DKI, Semarang, and Bandung. So please welcome our moderator of today, Mr. Manish Gitwani. The time is yours.
All right. A very good morning. Thank you so much, Ms. Dames, Bu Hani, head of ACCA Indonesia, Mr. Steve from Singapore, and a very good morning to everyone. I know there are people from Malaysia, from Singapore, from Indonesia, and many other places. Yeah. So selamat pagi and I'm excited to be here. To share with you the journeys of some of our a range of speakers that are here, young professionals, and to reframe your mind about everybody's question, the question from everyone, that is the life of an accountant is what we imagined, or is the life is totally different? Yeah, so we want to give you realities on the ground. We want to share with you how exactly things have changed, and many times we hear that due to the technology advancement and all the the movement that has had the campaign on digital transformation has made the role of accountant not so critical. But in fact, when you see on realities, and you'll hear from our speakers in few minutes from now, that in fact, these are the times where the accountant has been promoted to become more a strategic person, not somebody sitting behind the numbers, yeah, and just preparing things and having a life of always being under stress, yeah. So let's see, I mean, this is a great Saturday morning to show that actually how different and how enjoyable the life of an accountant is. That's why the topic of the new hybrid of accountant. So without further delay, I'm going to introduce you to our speakers. So we have a range of them. Miss Alex was supposed to join. Is she already in, or should we proceed to the next speaker first? Yeah, I think, okay, we'll proceed to the next speaker while waiting for Miss Alex to come and join us. We have Marcelino Indrawan. Yeah, Marcelino has 15 years of experience in operational efficiency and system management. Yeah, Marcelino is an entrepreneur. So he's the managing director in PT Damai Rukun Bersama. Is a key player in ingredient distribution across Indonesia's largest food companies. Avid supporter for nature conservation, and having founded one of the first ecotourism hostels in Yogyakarta. Hi, Marcelino, are you in there?
Hey, hi. Good morning, Pak Manish.
Yes, so excited and honored to have you here and inspire our young generation that is joined with us regionally today. Thank you so much,
Yeah, very
Marcelino.
honored to be here. Welcome.
We have another next speaker, Shelly. Shelly is from Unilever, and currently she is heading a very exciting venture between Unilever and Gojek called GoToko. And I have known Shelly for some time. Also had the opportunity to teach some of the ACCA modules to her while in Unilever. So she will share with you the exciting journey that she has gone through. She's a business development officer. Prior to her role as head of finance and business partner in GoToko, she was a business development officer in PT Imex Fortune International. She in Unilever, she took the role of financial planning and analysis. She also took the role of corporate audit manager. Also, to give you a wide range of work that she has done, also as a senior sales finance manager for Modern Trade Channel. Yeah, we'll ask her about this in a while. Because looking at her profile, wow, a lot of variety of work that she has done, and then a head of finance and a business partner in the current role. Hi, Miss Shelley.
Hi, Mr. Manish.
Yes,
How are you?
very good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, and excited to have you here, and to share your story and tell us that you always had you always didn't fail to amaze me with your dedication to your goals. Every year you have something going on, you have something new going on. Yeah. So in a while I'm going to ask you about this right after I introduce the rest of the speakers. Okay.
Sure. We'll be happy to share.
Sure, thank you. Next. This as Miss Unica, and I feel little old when talking to Unica because Unica is so young. Yeah. So Unica when she started off the ACCA journey, she was like I think 15-year-old. As far as I remember. Miss Unica, are you here?
Yes, sir. Hello. Good morning.
Yes. Very good morning. And she came from a background of a musician. She just came out winning the world champion of performing arts as a champion instrumentalist of the world 2015. Actually, if you Google Unica Deborah, you will see her range of interviews in Metro TV, in Trans TV, and how inspiring her journey was in the music world. Yeah, and when she started off her journey, she showed that this is a kind of dedication that she has put forth. That currently now she's. I know it's not fair to talk about age, but are you already 18, Miss Unica?
I'm already 18.
Okay, so so I think it's fair to say that you are the youngest student to complete ACCA, bachelor's from Oxford Brookes University, as well as from the master's degree from University of London at age 18. I finished master's degree in 2019. Yeah, and I thought, wow, I'm already of some age. Yeah, so Miss Unica finished it at age 18. So I only can say wow. Yeah, so this is I'm amazed. And then she's achieved various awards internationally on Maths Olympiad from Canada, Australia, Southeast Asia. So thank you so much, Unica. We'll be talking in a while.
Thank you, Sir Manish.
Thank you. And we have the dashing student and graduate and a professional and an entrepreneur, Mr. Farkanda. Mr. Farkanda, are you here?
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yes, so you see him now, yeah? Yeah, after this event, I'm sure you all want to know his Instagram and want to chat with him. Yeah, so thank you, Farkanda, for joining us. He's an auditor in Ernst & Young at the moment. So while he has all of his life as a entrepreneur and as well as doing his social activities, and he's also taken, if you see his picture is rather unique. That was a picture when you were doing what exactly, Mr. Farkanda?
It's an Abang None Jakarta, so it's like Miss Indonesia, but for the guy.
For the guy. So the male, yeah. So this was he was the so-called Mr. Jakarta, yeah. So and then he I think you were one of the top runner-ups for this event. And I remember you were also taking some of the government projects and initiatives, social initiatives that you were involved in, yeah. So so he's been an auditor in Ernst & Young, Most Rowland, and Macmillan Woods and LSAF Global, and he's a great public speaker. So you'll be hearing him shortly. Thank you so much, Farkanda, for joining us today.
Sir, it's an honor, sir.
Okay. So now starting off is from the topic itself, yeah, the new hybrid of accountant. So can I ask all the speakers that are here to share with us your life? I think everybody is here to hear you about your life, your daily life as a professional or in whatever role you are, and tell us about this so-called the new hybrid of accountant, how things have changed and how's your current experience in your current profession? So can we start with Marcelino? If you can start off in sharing with us your experience.
At DRB at Damai Rukun Bersama, we basically I'm trying to put accounting as the center, sort of the brain of it all, because we manage a lot of data. So we want to use that strategically in how we make decisions in every step of the way, in every value chain. So that's what accounting is now for us. And also we integrate a lot of technology. As you know, there's a lot of offerings now by Microsoft that could help you in whatever that you're doing. Either it's figuring out numbers or just making business decisions. So that's what is very exciting in the accounting world for small businesses and medium-sized businesses.
So, I mean, on your daily basis, do you see yourself doing more number crunching, or are you more on sitting making decisions? How's your daily life like?
It's basically a lot of data analysis.
A lot of data analysis.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then we try to make narrative, try to explain the numbers.
Telling the story.
Go forward. Yeah.
Sharing the story. Okay. And I mean, you've been an entrepreneur. So I mean, did you choose to choose this entrepreneur journey, or you were a professional as an employee somewhere else prior to this?
Oh, so yeah, the first bit of my career was with big corporates, and then I decided to start my own. Build my own brand, build my own business using the knowledge that I already know. So basically applying what I know from business operations and from cost management, cost analysis to build like a solid, sustainable business.
So is it fair to say that, there's a perception, because today is all about perceptions, right?
Yes.
So accountants are always, accountants don't dare to do business. They are too afraid. They are too always avoid risk. They always be the most cautious. So do you think accountants can be entrepreneurs?
Of course. I think the best thing about accountants being entrepreneurs is we're more, we know how to take risk. We know how to calculate. We know how to manage risk in whatever that we do. So that's really important when you're starting off a business, when, I think more than 50% of businesses in the first 5 years would fail.
So we know how to innovate, but we also know how to manage risk, right?
Yeah.
So people
have the best
will
of both
think
worlds.
that, yeah, exactly. So people will think, oh, if I am take a certain qualification and all I do is innovate, but an accountant knows also how to be cautious at the same time and manage the risk, like what you said, yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Exactly. So that's good. That's good. So now let's hear it from Shelly. Shelly, what has your experience been, and share with us your perception. Do you think your perception of an accountant back in school, back in university, has changed from what you do now?
Of course, I think it's changed dramatically. I graduated in 2011. Well, that shows my age actually. So back then, if you actually compare, also when I started to work in the corporate, up to now, actually the world changed dramatically. You see that currently technology plays a lot and a big role. Digital is actually more important than ever. So being accountant per se back then and now is actually completely different. Like what Marcelino says, what I'm doing is actually not only number crunching, but in the work itself, what I'm doing more is actually more analytics. So trying to generate insight from data and use the information to really do decision making, to assist in decision making to drive business performance. That's actually what I really do in daily life.
So when you say data, you're analyzing data, and all accountants have this competitive edge that they are good with data handling, right? And so when you get all this data done, are you the one preparing the data, or are you the one asking the right questions, or are you more in the do you think that you need to have a technology qualification to be able to do data?
Okay, I think it depends on what kind of course, industry and which stage of the career you are. I had the experience that I was the one who actually needs to get and prepare the data. But then more at this current stage where I'm actually more in the senior position, actually I'm the one who needs to, really generate the insight and use the data to actually drive the business performance. And when you are asking, do we need technological qualification? To be frank, currently I don't have technology qualification, but we really need to get the not exactly the skill, but then the ability to actually use the data to get the information, to get the right direction actually from the data. Because currently the data is everywhere. We can get a lot of data about anything, but it really depends on what kind of the right insight that we can derive basically.
It's
And
the more on the use of the
exactly,
data, right? Asking those right questions and creating a narration and a story
exactly.
from these numbers. But I know that you're not only doing that in your current role, you're also a business partnering. I saw
Yeah.
that from your profile. So what does it mean? It looks like you're doing something beyond accounting and finance.
Yeah, if you, I don't know whether people actually have this kind of mindset, but back then, if you think about accounting, accounting is like debit and credit. It's like journaling. It's like you are given certain situation in finance and how to record it in the book. I think back then it was my perception about accountant, right? But then actually accountant is actually much more beyond that. For me, I'm accountant that is more toward finance and like you said before, the business decision making. So in that case, actually, it's as a finance business partner, I'm actually partnering the sales team, marketing team, growth team, operational team, and the center of excellence to really trying to get to achieve their objective. For example, what is the objective? To get the revenue, to get the profitability, to get the market share. So depending on what are the objective, what will be the right decision that is actually also supported by the achievement of our financial KPIs. Basically, that's
Right.
what I'm doing. I'm
So you're
partnering
not
them.
you're not busy cutting the marketing budgets, but actually you
No,
are partnering with them.
exactly. I'm partnering with them that how the best use of the marketing budget. Not exactly like this is your budget. I don't care what you are doing with it, but then this is your budget. Let's find out what is the best way to actually utilize it, the most efficient and effective way to
Yeah,
get what
because I
we
used
want
to
to
think,
achieve.
Shelly, that accountants are the most hated guys there. They used to cut budgets, make people angry, cut
Well, we
costs,
still do that,
and
to be very honest. But then
so but
we do beyond that.
you do beyond that. Yeah, so you add value by partnering with them.
Exactly, exactly.
Exactly. Awesome. Awesome. And coming to Farkanda. Farkanda, tell me about your journey, where you have reached now, and I mean, how's your perception change about becoming an accountant and what you thought before?
Okay, sir. Thank you for the question. So basically, especially when it comes to audit, everyone is thinking about this work-life balance and then the time management and then working for basically 24/7. So back then, I was thinking that we were just working like a marathon. So you're just seeing the numbers and then you're just reporting it and then without actually learning anything from it. But when you see it in the different perspective, when you're an auditor, you could handle, let's say, four industries in a year. So within that four industries within a year, you could see the company from the field up to basically from the start up to the end of the product. So and you could know the basically the one who is at the bottom level up to the top management. You're meeting with every one of them in order for you to reassure about all of the numbers that are in the financial statement. So in my opinion, auditor is more about networking, and you know all the business process and all the business management and then the strategic risk, and you could analyze all of the data where sometimes the top management would ask you instead of asking their internal employees, because they most of the time they assume that the auditor would know much better broadly about the company. And not only about that, it's not just the good thing is not just about one company or one industry, but it's of various companies and various industries. So
So it's very interesting. People see auditing as pressurizing and long hours and no life kind of profession. And here you're telling me that auditing is about networking and learning business processes and you actually get to see different industries and you know, I mean, has that all of that helped you, like, you know, because I know you're also an entrepreneurial mindset, so you're also an entrepreneur yourself. So would you think that learning all of these auditing exposure that you have actually will help you later when you become a full-fledged entrepreneur, will help you in that process?
Yes, sir, absolutely. Because in my opinion, everything comes from the number and will end to the number. And when you're an accountant, you would know where all of those numbers come from and where all of those numbers will end. So, and it's all about the company. The company is all about making the profitability and the survivability of the foreseeable future. Right? So, when you're understanding the whole point of the business and then the whole industry, and you know where which field should be improved or which field should not be improved or which field are you performing sufficient already, it is very helping me in the future for the entrepreneurship.
Wow. I like the quote. Everything starts with the number and ends with the number. I'll take note of that. Okay. Thank you. Now let's go to Unica. Unica, you tell us. You know, you were from a total different background, and you know, you had a different understanding of life when you were more into music and instruments. You know, you were a world champion. You know, so I mean, what made you take this ACCA, and what made you go into this profession until to that extent, not only doing bachelor's, not only doing ACCA, all the way till master's in professional accountancy from University of London? I mean, that's a deep dedication. I mean, what brought you here?
What brought me here? Actually, I was inspired by my dad, who's a renowned accountant and a professional accountant and consultant. So when I was young, I looked up to him, and his motto was to build and equip the people through his work. And it inspires me a lot that the work of an accountant is not really focused too much on numbers, but we can actually give value and we can actually build and equip the people through our work. So we're not, as I started working, I realized that it's not really about profitability, but do we actually understand what's behind the numbers? Do we actually understand more than what is being reported? Because sometimes chasing profitability does not derive value for the humans doing it, and we're actually stealing from people. Or, for example, last year when I was auditing a company that's having troubles with their receivables, an accountant, from an accounting point of view, would think, oh, we have to recover these receivables quickly. But no, it's more people oriented. We see that the businesses are all struggling, and it's not only about chasing the numbers and performance based on numbers, but we're really looking back, stepping back, and seeing the larger point of view that, okay, they're struggling and we can't really push them to deliver our receivables just for the sake of financial reports. So it's, for me, it's not really about numbers, but it's about deriving value by what you work and what you're doing and whatever you're doing. Yeah.
Deriving value. Yeah. So you're saying that with numbers actually is beyond that, but it's about deriving value to where you are. Yeah. Because I also know you've also taken a lot of work relating to fraud detection, you know, and that seems to be also interest you. Yeah. So I mean, how did that connect in terms of you know, you did you always wanted to do this fraud detection work or investigation work, or there was something else in your mind that drove you to do this?
No, I'm not really thinking of many things when I first graduated, but it just comes, the opportunity just comes to me, and it appears as a challenge, and I decided to take it on, and apparently it brings in exciting, interesting insights to how I had to understand the whole process. It's not only one system, it's not only the accounting department, but I have to identify the other things, interviewing people, and understand how the whole system works. And as an accountant, as I expect their accountants to not only do what they're doing, because sometimes we think accountants only input numbers, but they actually have the responsibility to understand why they record the numbers, and is it actually the right thing to record or not. So yeah, it opens insights to me.
So there is a responsibility behind the numbers. Okay, but everybody is asking this question that Unica, how did you achieve all of this ACCA, BSc, master's degree at age 18? So I think you need to answer this question. And I mean, was there challenges going through this journey? And I mean, how did you do this? This is in everybody's mind.
To be very, very honest, I think it's all just because of prayers, because of my
Okay.
parents' prayers. I mean, I was only a child, and it's not possible without the support of a family, and because it's very, very challenging. Not to mention the ACCA papers were very challenging, and it's just perseverance and determination, knowing that it's my responsibility because I know that this is God's plan for my life, and I step on it and I decided on it. There's no quitting, so I have no other choice than to push on until I finish my responsibility.
So is the prayer and the dedication, yeah. Yeah, and about my own ACCA journey, it was I had to struggle myself in the sense that I didn't have that kind of background that I will take long time. So I had to long time to finish ACCA, and I had to finish ACCA in the shortest time frame of 2 years, because it's not about my intelligence, but it was my desperation that I cannot be any longer spend too much time in Malaysia back then in studying for ACCA. So mine was desperation, yeah, but yours is dedication. So your journey is very inspiring. So now let's talk about. So we have heard that it's about value, it's about telling the numbers, it's about responsibility. It's about the preparing you to become a professional entrepreneur with this. So we have heard these words flowing today. So let's talk about the process, yeah, the ACCA journey itself, yeah, and let's hear it from Marcelino, that what drive him to become ACCA. Why did you choose ACCA as your journey to achieve your goals?
That's a great question. So I'll try to keep within the realm of what I know.
Yeah.
Where there's a lot of qualifications out there, but I'm sure other qualifications have their merits just as much as the CCA. But for me, I went into this certification for two clear advantages that it had. Well, I knew with ACCA, I could go both deep and wide. The depth of accounting that ACCA goes into provides me an expertise like no other. And when I say wide, I mean the reach of being able to do accounting in different countries is a fantastic advantage. Fun fact, I actually did my ACCA test in 3 different countries: China, Indonesia, and the Philippines. Okay. And how it compares to other qualifications, of course, varies with each individual, but certainly if you're searching for something that goes deep and wide, then ACCA is quite a unique program.
You talk about wide. So are you referring to, because when I saw ACCA, I also saw we are learning about management, leadership, we are learning about technology, we are learning about and reporting, and everything is so deep and yet so wide. I cannot agree with you, not agree with you with this kind of the way ACCA offers. But was there challenges doing this? Because the perception is that ACCA is tough and it's challenging. So I mean, how can we? Because many out there are thinking this is. I know it is great. You guys are doing, all of your profiles are great, but I don't think I'm good enough to do this. So I mean, can you share with us that how do you handle such perception that ACCA is too tough for me?
I think it's very subjective. It's really tough. It's really tough, but it really prepares you for what's coming next. What's gonna be expected of accountants 10 years from now, 15 years from now. Back then, like 10 years back, I think ACC already prepared us for introduction of technology in accounting, and the move of role of accounting from figures to strategic decisions. So that's what we're doing now, right? So I think it could be tough, but once you're there, you're ready to be the next generation of accountants.
So what did you do exactly, Marcelino, to overcome this stuff? Because
Failed a lot
you
of
did it in
times.
different countries, you were busy.
Yeah, taking into account what you do. If you're in the industry, that's great. If not, then you know, you have to have a mentor. That's really helpful when you're trying
Mentors,
to achieve your
yeah.
NCCA.
Having the right mentors, yeah. So I'm trying to summarize in my mind. Yeah, Unica said about prayer, dedication, commitment. Yeah, you know, I talked about desperation. You need to be desperate about your success, and you spoke about that. You know, you just need to have your goals set on things, and you just need to get it going. Yeah. So now let's hear it from Farkanda about what is your perception of ACCA compared to other professional bodies. You know, I'm not we're not trying to you know, mention names, but generally, I mean, there are so many other professional bodies, there are so many other degrees, qualification to do. But why did you choose ACCA, and how did you handle this journey? Now, while I ask you this, because the time is 10:47 in Jakarta, so it's time to actually ask questions. Q&A is open, so please to everyone, can I request, please post your questions in the chat box and feel free to ask questions to the speakers. Yeah, so it will be an exciting to have an interactive session. So Farkanda, while we wait for questions, can you share with us your point of view?
Okay. So for me, one of the most important things, an important point about ACCA is the practicality, sir, because most of the international bodies, not mentioning anything, but it tends to, when you're studying something, it is not very much implemented when you're working. But with ACCA, when I'm studying something, it is most likely to be implemented in my field, at least. So it doesn't mean when I'm not taking the exam session, for example, during my peak season, I'm not taking my exam session. It's not pointless for me to study, because when I study, it will be implemented in my work. So with that practicality, I think it's one of the most important things nowadays, yeah, because you're not wasting any time. Because sometimes when you're studying but you're not using it for your work, I think it's pointless in my opinion. So when you're very effective with what you're studying and what you're working and what you're seeing yourself later on, what your goal is, I think it's very effective with ACCA.
So was there a tough part of passing? I mean, everybody says that, you know, how did you pass? It's tough.
Yeah. The tough part, of course, is about the time management. Okay.
Time management.
Yes, for me, because especially during my peak season, it's just crazy. So
yes. Given the fact that you are in auditing and, you know, Big Four, so
yeah, it's just crazy. But ACCA can compensate that with the online class. In my opinion, this technology very much helped us a lot, especially on this work and these classes. So I could be not in Jakarta. I could be Saturday. I might be working, but with this online class and with the from London school, I could have this recorded class. I can study wherever and whenever.
Yes.
That's very much
that rhymes with Marcelino's point about having the right mentors. Yeah? Those who have already done it. Yeah?
Correct.
Yes. And Shelly, tell us about your part. You're in corporate life. You're busy. You're already having a great position. You know, you will feel, you know, why take another pressure? You know, people have the perception that now the young guys feel that, you know, I just want to have I would just want to get rich fast. If I can't, I just want to chill. You know, I just want to have the easy way out of things. But why do you want to bring pressure to yourself, being corporate, having those positions, and then doing ACCA? You know, why make it any tougher? Yeah, that's the perception I need you to address.
Well, first of all, I'm the person who actually believe that learning actually never ending. As long as you are living, you're always learning something, and you cannot stop, because if you stop, then how to say, you cannot be adaptive to your surroundings, because things always growing. So for me, the reason I'm taking ACCA is actually similar with what others have been said. It's first, for me, it's a really global credentials. It's accepted widely, almost in most of the countries, and I'm actually really passionate about global career. So I think that's one of the big reason. The second reason is that at that time, and even now, actually, I'm still only having my bachelor degree. So I haven't take any master, right? But then I think that I need something that give me competitive edge compared to others. For example, if you actually look at the job recruitment, like advertising out there, then they will actually normally ask something for the even for the professional hire, they will ask something like chartered accountant qualification. So I think ACCA is a really great credentials to actually give me that competitive edge. And
Yes,
honestly,
yes.
yeah, I took the ACCA already from 5 years back, actually, yeah. But then after 1.5 years, with only one module left, I have to take a pause because I was assigned overseas, and the work schedule was so crazy that I decided that I focus first on work. Even after that, after the hiatus, I still think that it's still relevant. I still need to finish it, because it's I believe that the competitive edge that I was mentioned before, it's even more important with the global talent competitions that we have now.
Yes, yes, yes. So interesting, Shelly, that you are not thinking that, okay, I'm in Indonesia, so I will take Indonesian best jobs, but you're thinking about globally, you know, that global career mindset that you have, that, okay, I want to be, taking roles at the global level in multinationals and secondments within your group, So I mean, this is possible because, you know, when you graduate from any university, people may or may not know your university, based on your reputation. But when it comes to the prestigious title of Chartered Certified Accountant, that's a worldwide thing. Yeah? The worldwide, everybody knows this, right? So
Exactly.
that gives you that global mobility. You know, I always imagine that, the professionals, the top professionals, the CFO level, the ACC is designed more for leadership. If you are only thinking about, I just want to go at the entry level, join EY or join all the big companies, only at the entry level, everything, anyone can go in, so we don't need ACCA for that. But if you're talking about leadership, being at the top level, I think that's where ACCA prepares you for that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
completely
Pak
true.
Manish,
Yes.
because of time, there are some questions. Maybe hopefully you can also help in answering those questions, since it is
Sure.
already a time for Q&A. So the first question is actually ask whether the classes will be held all 100% online, or is there a combination with the face-to-face classes? That's the first question for you. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, okay, sure. I'll answer that on behalf of London School of Accountancy and Finance. So currently we have a blended learning approach. So what we do is we give you a portal where we have partnered with a platinum approved provider called EXP. So with that we have put in there's a we recorded video, and there's assessments, and each topic has their assessments itself. And there's a way, because the platform is powered by artificial intelligence, you are able to monitor. It will self-adjust your study timetable. So it will remind you that this is what you need to do today. This is what you have missed, and this is the progress. So you do that for self-learning, and then after that we have face-to-face learning through Zoom to teach you. So our classes will be more like this. Yeah, I'll give you a snapshot of this. So you will have 30 minutes of summary of what you have watched in the video. And then the remaining 2 hours is for you and me as the lecturer to do questions together. Yeah, so previously lectures were all about listening to lectures for straight 1 hour and taking notes. You know, it's not about that. ACCA can't be studied like that. ACCA is about doing those questions, right? Doing those case studies, responding to those data responses. So and also the techniques that we need to handle, because ACCA is rather unique in the way the expectations of the examiners are. So that time will be spent on that. Yeah. So there's a part that you take, and there's a part that the lecturer will guide you. So that's the blended learning that we have in LSAF.
Thank you, Pak Manish. And again, since being mindful about the time, there are some actually who also ping or give me a direct message that they're not confident with the English. So if some of our content today, apabila ada beberapa mungkin percakapan kita yang mungkin kurang dipahami pada hari ini, bisa nanti hubungin beberapa advisors kita ya. Nanti kita berikan nomor WhatsApp mereka selain email yang tadi kita sudah showcase ya di presentasi tadi ya, Pak Manish ya.
Yeah.
And also, there is another question here. May I know about the practice experience? For example, I have completed my ACCA exam in my hometown. Can I go to overseas to practice it? Thanks, Pak Manish.
Okay. You want me to answer, or is it?
Yeah, it's up to you. If you want to give it to some of the speakers here, because this is from Shikin. If I can actually just mention the name in the chat.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe Shikin, if you want to unmute yourself, if there is any speakers that you like these questions to address, you can go ahead to do that. This is a good opportunity for you to shine today. Yeah, just don't be shy. Thanks.
So the question was, sorry, Shikin. So it's about whether she can go abroad to do her work experience. Was that the question?
Yeah. If she completed the ACCA exams in the hometown, can they go overseas to practice?
Yes. Okay. So let me answer that, Shikin. So for your work exposure, you can do your 3 years, 36 months of supervised work experience anywhere. Yeah, but be mindful that your supervisor needs to be IFAC member, which means because the IFAC member, or like ACCA, if you're an ACCA member, they automatically are an IFAC member. So that member has to, as a line manager, has to confirm that you have achieved those 36 months experience. Also, he has to also confirm that you have done the performance objectives. Yeah. So if you know that there are 9 performance objectives that needs to be achieved. Yeah. 5 compulsory and 4 are optional options that are given to you. So that part of things need to be done together with your supervisor. So you can do it. You can work anywhere, but just ensure that. That's why what we recommend is that it's better to work with the ACCA approved employers, because if you're working with ACCA approved employers around the world, you get exemptions. There are a lot of benefits from, for example, the CPD requirements are exempted. The performance objectives are exempted because it's already assumed that these employers are already providing the knowledge management system to and support to the ACCA members. But please note that you can work anywhere.
Yeah, Pak Manish, there's also a question that's related with this. Yeah, this seems to be coming from one of the participants from Malaysia. So she said that in terms of the practical experience, we need to have years working experience to complete our ACCA. Therefore, can I assign with employer who just chartered accountant Malaysia only? Is that acceptable by ACCA? Because currently, Darini is a self-study. Yes. Maybe you can answer.
Thank you, Darini. Ivan is here also with us from ACCA Malaysia. My direct response will be that Chartered Accountant Malaysia could become your mentors. Yeah, Ivan, am I correct to say that?
Yes, yes, correct. It's anyone under the IFAC membership, and MIA, if the boss are CA under the MIA portfolio, yes, they can be your mentor.
Yes, yes, that's great. Yeah, so it's a doable scenario. Okay, we have another question.
Yeah, that one that was referred by Dames.
Yes, I'm a university student, and next semester I'm planning to take the ACCA program. When I finish my bachelor's program, I will get 9 papers exemption, I believe. Is it necessary to finish all the 13 papers, or 9 papers is just enough? Okay, so when you say I will get 9 papers, means you're going to study for those 9 papers, right? Because what I understand that when you have a bachelor's degree, you will be able to get certain exemptions. That's why Dames presented about the exemption calculator. So Ms. Dames, if you can repost the exemption calculator link in your chat, so they can revisit how many exemptions they can get. Now, your question is whether should I just do 9 modules, or should I do the full ACCA qualifications? Yeah. My recommendation is to do the full ACCA qualification, because ACCA is the prestigious qualification. Doing only 9 will get you the bachelor's additional bachelor's degree from Oxford Brookes University, will get you the advanced diploma in accounting and business. But when you graduate, when you're competing with the rest of applicants to companies, everybody will have a bachelor's, so having that professional certification sets you apart. It gives you that competitive edge. So I would say that it's better to stand out rather than stand in with the crowd, so my recommendation is to do the full ACCA, of course. Okay, I hope I answered that. There's a question again. We are running late by 3 minutes. Is it okay to take more questions, Ms. Hani?
Yeah, I guess we can. Dames, do you have maybe some information to share? But if not, maybe being mindful, we can just share how to reach us if you have questions.
Sure. So I'll just take this question. Yeah. Hi everyone. Sorry for late. Can I ask, do have any sponsorship fees for ACCA? Now I still studying degree. I think I'm going to work while part-time study. So my question is, can I ask, is there any sponsorship fees for ACCA? Ms. Hani, maybe you can answer, or Ivan or Steve, this question about sponsorship.
In terms of sponsorships, actually very, I would say, privileged, to have, and it's really case by case opportunity. So it's not like we open for any occasions, but definitely for someone that's deserving, we may able, but be mindful that we try to be a very prestigious organizations that we think that, everybody, besides they also have the same chance to have the experience, but also we practice fairness to everyone, so that's something that we also have to bear in mind. And that's all I can say. Thanks.
Sure. Okay, but before we close the session with the speakers, can I invite the speakers to have one parting message and advice to the young professionals, young students that are here? What is your advice to them about how do we go through this journey, and why should they have this journey? Just your parting advice to the students, and then we will close the session. Go ahead. Maybe Marcelino, you want to start?
I think for me, especially for now, incorporate as many technology skills as you can as an accountant, because you will need it when you enter the workforce.
Great. Thank you. Ms. Shelley?
Yeah, for me, I think if you are thinking to actually go far in your career and not only in the corporate, even if you want to be an entrepreneur, actually do consider ACCA. But as you know that it's actually a challenging credential to take, so please ensure to know what are the informations about the ACCAs, and ensure that you have the dedication and commitment to actually finish it.
Great. Farkanda?
For me, I think it's all about being the most practical and being the most effective. And especially when you are in your 20s, if any of the audience here are in their 20s, just use most of your time to build your knowledge and career, and make use all of your time for that, and being effective and practical.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Ms. Unica?
As prestigious as ACCA, the BSc and MSc, I would suggest not really focus on just the qualifications and degrees, but actually absorb the knowledge and skills you get from the experience, such as time management, critical analysis, and many other life important skills.
Great. Yeah, so thank you so much for all the speakers, Marcelino, Shelley, Farkanda, Unica, for inspiring the students and sharing your thoughts, your views. And I know this has transformed the mindset of the participants today that have joined with us. Yeah, in summary, I think we need to know that, like what Farkanda says, everything starts with numbers and ends with number. Unica said that it's all about adding value. Marcelino said that it's all about making the strategic decisions, and Shelley said that you have to have a global mindset. Yeah, so I hope those words remain with you and as a good reflection for you. Yeah, so thank you so much. Over to you, back to you, Ms. Dames.
Thank you so much, Mr. Manish. Thank you for all the wonderful panelists. Thank you for your sharing. I hope this session could enlighten all of us so we could better prepare for our future. And before we go, I would like to highlight the feedback form link that is available. You may scan the QR code from the screen, or you can also visit the link from the slide. And now we have come to an end of our session. I hope you all enjoy this session as much as I do. And if you have further questions on ACCA, feel free to contact us through info.indonesia@accaglobal.com. Or if you're coming from Malaysia, I think our colleagues from Malaysia already post their email address in the chat box. You can also reach them for further questions. And on behalf of ACCA, I would like to thank all the panelists, moderator, and all the participants. Once again, thank you for listening. Stay safe and have a great weekend.
Thanks all. Thank
you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a
Take
good
care.
weekend.